Have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing something, always striving for the next goal, the next achievement, or the next moment? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become consumed by the future, worrying about what's next or regretting what's past. What if everything you're searching for, peace, happiness, and fulfillment, could be found in the present moment? What if the key to unlocking a deeper sense of inner peace and liberation lies not in achieving more, but in embracing what is right in front of you right now? To journey toward lasting peace and liberation starts with understanding the power of the present moment. By embracing the here and now, we can break free from the mental constructs and attachments that hold us back. It is all we truly possess, and within it lies the potential for profound transformation. Let's explore how living in the present moment, surrendering the ego, and overcoming the mental constructs that shape our lives can lead to true freedom, authenticity, and inner peace. The power of now. What does it mean to truly live in the present moment? We often hear the phrase, the power of now. But what does that really entail? The present moment is not just a fleeting period of time. It is the only moment we truly possess. The past is gone. The future is uncertain. But now, this very instant, is where life unfolds. Embracing this moment allows us to experience life fully and deeply, without distraction or judgment. By practicing mindful walking and observation, we can begin to break free from the constant chatter of our minds. Most of us are so accustomed to living in our heads, analyzing, planning, and worrying, that we miss the beauty and richness of the present moment. Mindful walking, where we focus entirely on the act of walking and the sensations it brings, can ground us in the here and now. Step becomes a reminder to be fully present, to let go of the mental noise, and to connect with the world as it is, without adding our interpretations or judgments. Letting go of labels, our minds love to categorize and label everything we experience. We label our thoughts, our emotions, and even the people we encounter. This labeling, while helpful for organizing our world, often creates unnecessary conflict. We judge things as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, and in doing so, we distort our experience. By releasing the compulsion to label and judge every sensation, we allow life to unfold naturally, without interference from our mental filters. When we stop labeling, we start to experience life more directly. We begin to see things as they truly are, without the bias of our personal preferences or past experiences. This release of judgment fosters a deeper tranquility, allowing us to experience the richness of life without the distortions created by our mind. Surrendering to what is life is full of surprises, twists, and turns that are beyond our control. The more we resist what is, the more we suffer. But what if we embraced life as it is, without resistance or judgment? Surrendering to what is, accepting the present moment without trying to control it, opens the door to a profound inner peace. When we stop fighting against the flow of life, we begin to flow with it. This doesn't mean passivity or resignation, but rather an active acceptance of life's unfolding. By surrendering to what is, we remove the inner conflict that arises from trying to change or understand every moment. We stop wasting energy on resistance and start living in harmony with existence itself. This surrender allows us to experience life with clarity, peace, and a deeper connection to the sacredness of every moment. Overcoming mental constructs, the illusion of attachment. Our minds are constantly in search of attachment. We attach ourselves to desires, outcomes, relationships, and even our identities. These attachments, while often fulfilling in the short term, ultimately lead to dissatisfaction and suffering. When we become attached to specific outcomes or possessions, we set ourselves up for disappointment when things don't go as planned. The key to overcoming this cycle of suffering is recognizing the impermanence of all things. By loosening our attachments, whether to material possessions, relationships, or outcomes, we free ourselves from the prison of desire. True freedom comes when we accept the impermanence of life and embrace the natural ebb and flow of existence. This detachment doesn't mean giving up on life or becoming indifferent. Rather, it means engaging with life without clinging to it. It allows us to enjoy the present moment fully. Without the fear of losing what we have, breaking free from thought, the mind is a powerful tool. But it can also be a source of great suffering. Our thoughts are constantly judging, interpreting, and analyzing everything around us. This mental activity can create a sense of separation from our true selves and from the present moment. By observing our thoughts without becoming entangled in them, we begin to break free from the endless cycle of mental chatter. The key is not to suppress or fight against our thoughts, but to observe them without attachment. When we stop identifying with our thoughts and start observing them as they come and go, we gain access to a higher wisdom that lies beyond the ego. This wisdom is not bound by judgment or analysis. It is the pure, untainted awareness that arises when we step outside of the constant mental noise. Inner silence in the midst of all the mental activity. There is a stillness within us that is always present. This inner silence is the essence of our being, the unchanging core that lies beneath the surface of thoughts and emotions. By cultivating moments of silence and stillness, we reconnect with this essence. In these moments, wisdom arises naturally. Inner silence is not the absence of noise, but the presence of awareness. It is the ability to observe life without interference from the mind. When we maintain this inner calm, we begin to see the world with clarity and insight. This stillness allows us to connect with the deeper truths of existence and to act from a place of alignment with our true self. The journey to liberation ego, surrender the ego, is a powerful force that drives much of our suffering. It perpetuates illusions of control and attachment, constantly seeking external fulfillment. The ego's need for validation, recognition, and success creates a never-ending cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. However, when we surrender the ego, we open ourselves to a deeper connection with the sacred and formless aspects of existence. Surrender is not about losing ourselves, but about letting go of the false self that we have created through our thoughts and attachments. When we surrender the ego, we begin to experience life as it is, without the filter of self-interest or fear. This surrender opens the door to a deeper, more authentic connection with the present moment and with the divine. Right action through consciousness. When we transcend the ego, we align ourselves with higher consciousness. From this place of expanded awareness, right action arises naturally. Right action is not driven by personal desires or agendas, but by a deep sense of trust and humility. It requires a willingness to embrace the unknown, to step into uncertainty without the need for control. Living in alignment with higher consciousness means acting from a place of clarity, compassion, and authenticity. It means letting go of the need to manipulate or control situations, and instead allowing life to unfold as it will. This state of openness and trust allows for spontaneous, right action that flows with the natural rhythm of existence. Observing without judging. One of the most powerful tools for finding inner peace is the ability to observe without judgment. When we observe our thoughts, emotions, and experiences without categorizing them as good or bad, we step outside of resistance and find freedom. This practice of non-judgment allows us to accept life as it is, without the need to control or change it. By observing without judgment, we create space for acceptance and compassion. We stop fighting against life and begin to flow with it. This acceptance leads to peace and liberation, as we release the need to impose our desires and expectations onto every moment. Transformative insights, the illusion of control. One of the greatest illusions we face is the belief that we can control our experiences. We spend much of our lives trying to shape outcomes, control situations, and manipulate events to fit our desires. However, this constant struggle for control leads to suffering, as we cannot dictate the course of life. True freedom comes when we let go of the illusion of control and allow life to unfold naturally. When we release our need to control, we create space for greater universal intelligence to guide us. Freedom in surrender, surrendering to the unknown, is one of the most transformative acts we can make. By letting go of expectations and allowing life to unfold as it will, we invite profound wisdom and peace into our lives. This surrender shifts our sense of self from identifying with thoughts, forms, and desires to recognizing our formless essence. In this space of surrender, we experience a freedom that is not bound by circumstances, but by the limitless potential of the present moment. The gift of presence, living fully in the present moment, is a gift that transforms our experience of life. When we are present, we connect deeply with the richness of existence. We no longer seek external validation or future accomplishments, because we recognize the inherent beauty and fulfillment that exists in each moment. Presence allows us to live authentically, embracing the fullness of life without the need for anything more. Practical application, mindful observation to live in the present moment. We must practice observing our thoughts, sensations, and surroundings without categorizing or judging them. This practice of mindful observation cultivates inner calm and enhances our awareness. As we observe life without attachment or resistance, we activate the intelligence within us, allowing for greater insight and understanding. Embracing stillness, moments of stillness, are essential for reconnecting with our true selves. Whether through meditation, deep reflection, or simply sitting in silence, allows us to find clarity amidst the chaos of life. In these moments, we reconnect with our essence and gain insight into the deeper truths of existence. Trusting universal intelligence, when we let go of resistance and control, we open ourselves to the guidance of universal intelligence. This intelligence works through us, offering solutions, insights, and right action beyond the limitations of the ego. Trusting this intelligence allows us to navigate life with ease, knowing that we are supported by forces greater than ourselves. A new perspective on life, the beauty of simplicity. When we release mental constructs and attachments, we begin to see the inherent beauty and simplicity of life. The world becomes clearer, more vivid, and full of possibilities. In letting go of the need to complicate things, we discover the richness of existence in its most pure and simple form. Inner freedom is not found in controlling external circumstances, but in aligning with the present moment and the flow of life. By letting go of attachments and expectations, we create the space for authentic living and inner peace. Living authentically, recognizing the sacredness of existence, transforms the way we live. When we embrace the present moment and surrender to life's flow, we live authentically, no longer bound by societal expectations, but fully aligned with our true purpose. This alignment fosters peace, joy, and meaningful connections with others, allowing us to experience the fullness of life.